So this video is going to walk you through an example of how you're going to complete the Perce Culture choice reading assignment. So the very first step, if you look at the assignment, says to choose one article that you would like to read. This will not be one of your options. Since I'm using this as an example, 6D is not an option. So you will choose either 6A, 6B, 6C, or 6E, which we'll go over again after this video. So once I choose my article, then step 2 says to start reading and marking things that I notice and things that I wonder. So I'm going to go ahead and start reading. Getting around. So that tells me the thing that I'm going to learn about is how they get around. I don't know yet if that means transportation or how they carry their stuff. The Perce made large bags or suitcases like envelopes to store and carry their food and clothing. So I'm wondering, I wonder how big these are. So you don't need to write these down right now. If you would like to, you can. But I'm just showing you how I expect you to complete the assignment. And if you looked on Schoology already, it said I need to mark 3 things I notice and 3 things I wonder. So I can even keep track up here, right? So for wonder, I already have 1. Now I'm going to keep going. Parfleche, pronounced parfleche, were made from hides and were often beautifully decorated. Okay, so I'm going to say, I wonder what animal hide they made it from. Okay, so now I can mark, I'm already up to 2 I wonders. I wonder how they decorated. So for now, I'm just going to write how. I wonder how did they decorate. So that's 3 already. So I am done with that. If I want to keep doing more, that's fine though, which I will. These were easy to store inside the teepees and could be hung from teepee poles. They could also be stacked on a travois for moving. And I'm not sure what a travois is. So I'm going to look and see. If you remember, they put definitions at the bottom. So I'm going to look and see if it's down here. It says a type of sled used by native people to carry goods. Okay, so they would stack these bags, it looks like, on this sled when they would move. So I'm going to put, I notice maybe they don't stay in one spot. Maybe they move a lot. So up here I can mark, that's another thing I just noticed, because we need 3 of each. The Indians who lived on the plain traveled a lot. Huh, I just answered my own question, right? Yes, they do. They traveled a lot. They would follow herds of buffalo and moving seasonally to areas with good supplies of other foods. They did not use carts or wagons, but instead made a travois to carry their belongings. 2 long poles were tied together, and a person could hold the ends of the poles over their shoulders. So I wonder now, who carried them, because that might be kind of heavy. The other ends of the poles would drag on the ground. Teepees, clothing, and other items were packed and tied onto poles. Parfleches full of food and tools were tied on top. Okay, so I'm going to do an I noticed, because I noticed they have different types of bags, right? Some of their bags carry clothing. Some of them carry food. Some carry tools. So I noticed they carry many different things. And again, you don't need to write this down. I am moving a little bit quicker just so I can make sure you have time to work on this today. So if you want to go back and make these notes later, the video will be posted on Schoology. So don't get frustrated or upset. I'm moving at a quicker pace to make sure you have time to work. For many years, Indians used dogs to pull travois poles fastened to a harness made of strips of rawhide. Oh, so I noticed they had dogs. So I noticed they had dogs. And I can go back up here and mark. I also forgot to do it last time. So technically, I'm finished, right? I did 3 notice and 3 wonder. But since I have more to read, I'm going to keep going. Because I like doing the notice and wonder. It's kind of fun because I get to share things that I see in the reading. After the Spanish ships brought horses to the New World, the Indians used horses to pull the travois piled with their belongings. Children would ride on top of the load. Some tribes made small pole carriages on top for young children to ride in so they wouldn't fall off and get hurt during travel. So I have another wonder. I wonder how many horses did they have to pull? Or how many horses did it take? Like, did they have a lot of stuff? Did they have a little? Was it 1 per family? People living near rivers or lakes build small boats from whatever was available. I wonder what they used. They used, there's an answer to my question, reeds, sewn skins, hollowed out tree trunks, or tree bark. So it sounds like I notice they use a lot of natural resources, right? Most canoes were steered with wooden paddles. On rivers where the water was too fast or too shallow, the canoe could be carried across land for ways or portaged. Okay, and there's nothing on the back. So now I am finished with step 1, right? I read my article, or step 2, I read my article and marked things that I noticed and wondered. Now if I look back to the assignment, we can read step 3. So I'm going to pause this and show you step 3. Okay. I'm also going to show you step 4 and how that ties in with step 5. Then you will have time to work on this on your own.